Well, Scott, it has been a year since you and I purchased our Founders Edition for Google Stadia, and it's been quite the year. Bit of a misunderstanding, I think, when it came to the launch of what all we would be looking towards and receiving, but overall, as we've seen the year progress, it's really turned itself around, and Google Stadia has turned into an incredible platform. What do you think of the overall, looking back at launch, and where we're at right now with Google Stadia?
Well, we were both excited to jump on and get our founders pack and check out something new.
Yeah.
But you're right, there was a bit of a low information about what Stadia was going to mean, especially as we got on through the calendar. But it seems like they've been busy over there and bringing over enough content to justify the membership. And it seems to be getting more and more interesting. There's games on there now that are brand new releases. We've checked out some of the exclusives. Guilt is standing out in my mind as a very interesting title.
Yep.
And I'm excited to see kind of where it goes given even more time.
No, absolutely. When Google Stadia first launched, we looked at it and we were looking for exclusives. And I think that was one of the biggest gripes we had moving onto the platform was everything that's there on day one for launch. We, as industry vets, I guess you could say at this point, have already played those games, right? So for us, that was kind of a takeaway that we were looking for something new on the platform. And being that the platform itself was new, to still launch with 20 some odd titles on day one is pretty remarkable. Xbox hasn't seen that. PlayStation hasn't seen that either. They typically launch with a handful of games, not 20, a handful. But overall, like I said, we had played a lot of those games. Guilt being one of the few that we hadn't, were able to jump in, had a great time with that one. But moving forward, and I think for us, Scott, it was looking towards the future of what Stadia was going to be and some of the functionality behind that. Because when you go to your game, and I touched on this with Jack at the time as well when we were speaking, the fact that there is no download, there is no update. I don't have to do anything. I literally turn on my Stadia controller, whether I'm on the TV, my computer, or on my Google Pixel phone, and play the game. It's just that simple and that remarkable. I don't have to worry about downloading Call of Duty's next 100 gig update. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I experienced that with the new Assassin's Creed. Just check the box, click the accept, and it's basically ready to go. And that was something that I was not expecting. I was expecting, some sort of download or something to that effect, but it's actually a pretty easy system to use.
No, absolutely. And since launch, we've seen them add 80 plus games. We're going to have something like 135 games now by the end of 2020. If I grab my phone and I scroll through my Stadia app, like I'm now at pages going through. If you're a pro member, we have something like 65 titles at our disposal and good games too. Not that it's just like little, I would say, experiences, but full-fledged games. So man, like it's really grown into a platform. I'm super excited to see where it goes in the future. Just the ease of the system and being able to take it on the go. Us as content creators, our TV show, who knows where we are at certain times throughout the day, throughout the week, who knows where we're going to be. So for us to pack up our Xbox or our PlayStation is a bit of a challenge. Here, I literally just grab my laptop if I'm leaving, or I just grab the cord or wirelessly connect with my controller to my phone, and I'm able to play whatever, wherever. Super cool.
Yeah, it's really simplified any sort of travel,
Yeah.
and it's become now the console, so to speak, of choice, because it's just really occupying a very small amount of my travel space. And I can still play all these games. Ubisoft has jumped in and it's really heavily supported this platform.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to see what other big companies jump in and what large scale games really come to the Stadia. But it seems like everything is going pretty well for them.
Yeah, no, there aren't too many shortages. We haven't seen Call of Duty on the platform. They're working on getting other titles. I don't know if we will see Call of Duty come to it. Anxious to see what happens. Overall, am I satisfied that I did grab the Google Stadia on day one? Absolutely. Did it have a rocky start? In my eyes, yes. Now, a year later, dude, I'm sold on the platform. Google Stadia, to me, is super cool, super convenient, and I love the ability just to be able to play wherever I want.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a curiosity at the time. This is interesting. Is it going to be, fully functional? And it totally seems to be a rock solid way to play all these games now. It's how I play Valhalla, and there'll be many more that come out in the future right alongside the console releases. And I've actually really started to enjoy my time with it.
No, for sure. We want to hear about your experience. Do you have Google Stadia? Are you getting Google Stadia? And for quick sakes, look at this code right here for a chance to win Windbound.